Hi, and welcome to Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond, and today I'm here with creator of Daddydoll Cosmetics, Instagram model, and For My Fans content creator. Please welcome back my friend Daddy Doll. How you doing today, man?
Oh my God, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me again. Thank
Of
you. I'm
course.
so excited. It's been a year probably since the last time that we spoke. I think so.
Actually, it's about because
Uh-huh.
we spoke I think in August. Yeah, so it's been about a year.
Oh my God, yeah. I'm so excited to see how much crazier I've got in the past year, baby. You're not ready.
Well, this is the thing. I'm doing well as you've seen, and like I know you've voted for shit. I've done shit and that I've not imagined I could have done a year ago, let alone like 5 years ago. Like that this competition that I'm doing with for Rolling Stone, like the fact that I'm still like surviving and that I made it to the top 10 in my group, I'm like just I'm blown away. I'm like
Oh my God,
thank
congratulations.
you, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. I'm like
Yes, yes.
I was like I entered this and I thought I'm like I knew there were multiple rounds. I'm thinking, I'm like, if I make it past round one, I'd be surprised. And now they've
Mm-hmm.
literally made it to like round three, and fingers crossed I'm gonna make it to round four. It's like
Oh my God, good
it's like
luck.
one of those.
Honestly,
Thank
sending
you,
you all the good vibes. And I feel like you
thank
deserve
you,
it because you've been so consistent.
thank
You've
you.
been so consistent with your project.
I mean, it's all like I've done all of this stuff. I mean, like between this, my podcast, music, all of it, I've been working a lot. I mean, granted, I've taken a break a little bit because like I had to. Well, this is the thing. Everyone was always asking me because I told you before I'm moving to Detroit. Everyone was asking like,
Yes.
have you been? Have you been? Have you been?" And I'm like, "No, I'll be fine." And then I finally took like 4 days. I'm like, "Let me just go fly to Detroit, see if I actually like it there." And I fell in love.
Oh my
It's
gosh, yes. What do you
it
like about the most? What do you like about the city the most?
it's for me number one. Well, actually, I'll go number one, rent prices. Number two, the weather. The weather,
Absolutely.
because literally every night I was there, it was 60 degrees at night.
Yes,
And I'm
yes.
like, that beats Florida and it being 85. I'm nope.
That makes
Like,
Florida like fucking feels like hell.
oh god, yeah. It's been like I was like, I knew, and one of the greatest things was my sister and I we've had like kind of a distant relationship, and then my sister came out last year, and like we had still kind of had like a distant relationship, and then like when I was in Detroit, we were
Mm-hmm.
just able to like talk for 2 hours, and like we finally have a closer relationship that I've like dreamed about for years, and it's finally happening. And that's why I'm like, this is the city, this is where I belong. Like it brought me and my sister together. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah, it
great.
makes your heart feel happy. And
Yeah.
honestly, I admire you because you're able to do your podcast, do the music, handle a moving and everything at the same time, baby. Right now, I'm at a place where I'm like, I should have a fucking clone at this point, or like copy myself at least 3 times to be able to fucking function because things are getting hectic.
But I mean, well, you said you were moving too. You're moving. Are you moving out of Boston? Or are you moving?
I am finally relocating to New York City. It's something that yes, I've been thinking about it the past what? Maybe like 2 years. And it started like all like a little joke. My friends were like inviting me to come over. And I was always the kind of person that was like, New York, it's not for me. It's not the vibe. I think the pacing, it's too fucking fast. But now I feel like I'm at a point in life where I'm fully ready to, like give up all this comfort that I've found in Boston because I love this place. It feels like home. It's been my home for the past 8 years, but I'm ready to like a new beginning.
Right. I mean, first of all, New York is amazing. I would love to do New York. Here's my thing. I don't do roommates. Like that is not my zhuzh. In Detroit, I am able to afford to live by myself. So I'm going to
Hmm.
be. Because my rule is if we're not fucking, we're not living together. Like
Yeah, that is
that
true.
like
And
no.
that's what my task for this trip is, to find roommates that I can fuck with. So we're still working on that. I want to live with my little dolls that we can just like be naked together around each other, play with each other's bodies and just be cute together. Life's too short. And I feel like that's the thing. It's like I have my family here in Boston and my friend circle and my support system. It's very strong here, but I feel like I'm at a point in life where, I'm also looking for my tribe. Like the girlies
Right.
that actually get it and that we can share our closets, our makeup, our boyfriends, our girlfriends. Like I do want to find that in New York, and I feel like you can bring it. It can bring that for me.
Well, this is what I have to tell people. Like, I mean, Boston, I don't know a lot about Boston. I have family in like Massachusetts, so I kind of know about it, but it's like New York's like a city of like um a city of like culture and like art and music. That's why I like it. And that's another reason why when I chose Detroit, Detroit is a music city. Like
Yeah.
you have everything from like Motown and then you have like Eminem who got his start there. Like it's literally just
Yeah, for
it's,
what you do, it just accommodates. The
yeah,
same thing for me. It's like as much as I love Boston, I feel like I reach a point where creatively it's not allowing me to do more than what I've done. And it makes me feel like I'm stuck for some reason. But I feel like once I moved to New York and once I started linking with other creators, I feel like it's gonna be so much more, like so much better for my, to keep myself busy and inspired and busy again.
yeah, and like the thing is, I know you've got your For My Fans. Like that's gonna be, especially being in New York. There are so many creators. I know like
Hmm.
a few different creators that live in New York. Like because they're all because again, New York's one of
We're
the
all
biggest
hustling,
cities.
baby. We're the hustle. It's real. The hustle. It's real. Everyone's trying to be someone, and trust me, we need the founds. We need the founds or a sugar daddy. So if you have the founds, call me. If you're watching this and you get the money to spend it on this doll, give me a little call.
Yes, this bitch has a lot of like stuff that costs money.
Oh,
Mine more is like cheap, trashy, wear as little clothes as possible. Like this hair, nice, love it, beautiful is like $20. Like
it's the Brat summer aesthetic.
yes.
You invented it. We invented it.
Yeah, it's like I've always been that's why like in especially the area I've lived in Florida, I've never thrived because like all the queens are too old. They don't get what I do. They're like, "Oh, you don't lip sync. We don't want you." And it's like, baby, I can perform you the house down boots. I can perform fucking 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Like I can do
Hmm.
it. I can slay it. I can kill it. My voice, my music, I can do all of it. And I'm gonna do that in Detroit. Like literally, I've been teasing this damn album that I have written for
Hmm.
almost a year now.
Oh my God.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's
Your
literally
baby. Your baby's taking shape.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's all written. It's all written. The beats are made. I literally just have to go into a studio and record. That's all I got to do.
Uh-huh.
And it's like,
That's so amazing. Yes,
so
that's so amazing.
yeah,
I'm really hoping that Detroit is gonna bring you a lot of creatives that are gonna just put your project together. Because I love a collaboration. It's good to have your own ideas, but it's also good to get together with other people who get your art and can make it richer, and your audience is gonna be bigger
yeah.
too. Mm-hmm.
And plus, like, okay, so I'm gonna ask you. This is my first question. So, how was it
Yes.
for you launching Daddydoll Cosmetics?
The launch is still in the making. Don't get me wrong. It's been a bumpy ride. It's been a financial nightmare, to be honest. Uh, but we are getting closer to the release of this palette. I'm thinking October, and if not October, it's gonna be definitely out for Christmas. But I'm telling you, like no one told me once I started this little journey that it will cost me so much money, tears, stress. Uh, and it's been a roller coaster of emotions the past 6 months, I will say. And that, along with the moving, it's just, we're going to make it work because we always do. But the same, I feel like the same negative emotions that I feel and the stress and everything, it's the same level of excitement and the same level of I keep reassuring myself that this
Yeah.
is what I'm meant to do.
It's
It feels just so right, and it feels so nice to do it at my own pace because compared to last year when we spoke, I feel like I was
yeah.
on a clock. Like everyone was asking for the palette, and I was like, I'm still putting it together. It's not an easy thing to get in the lab, to mix colors, to talk with chemists. Like it's not an easy gig, sis. And these people just don't get it. And after that, I decided, if I'm making this for me, I'm gonna do it on my own timing. I'm gonna have the complete freedom of do things when I feel like doing them. And
And it's
that
that
changed the whole thing.
yeah, it's like at the end of the day, it's your project. Like
Hmm.
your it's your creation. That's why like I haven't felt pressure with this album because this is how I explain to people. I have in addition to that album, I have another album that I've already written after that. So I have two projects and I'm gonna have money to only probably put out one of them. So
Yeah.
unless bitches want to give me money, I mean, granted, I will say that
Bitches be waiting for that release too. Bitches be
yeah,
waiting.
I I know all my fans are like have gotten into me, and it's like it's well, especially I will say this: if I win this competition with Rolling Stone, the project will come a lot sooner than what I have anticipated because literally I'll have $10,000 extra
Manifesting
make
that for you,
to make
baby.
it. Yes,
Manifesting that for you.
yes. It's
Fully.
like, but it's like I always, as much as I love everyone doing their own thing, my thing is I'm not gonna do what everyone else is doing. I'm not trying to make it like a TikTok album. That's why I'm not trying to go to a label with this shit. I want to do it myself because
Yeah.
I want to do it my way, my story. I'm literally putting out warts and all. As I said, on this first album, even though it's a dance album, I get I get pretty deep. Like
Hmm.
I talk about being raped and sexually assaulted, both of which happened to me in my like early 20s. So it's like
It's so
I'm
much
like,
healing happening that you
yeah,
have to, let all those emotions sink in. And whenever you're ready to talk about them, well, not talk about them, to sing
yeah,
about all this trauma, you know
yeah,
when it's gonna be the right time. And no one else is gonna tell you that. You know what I mean? It's when you're ready. And when it feels right for you, the same way I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not making this for everyone. Like this entity palette, it's my baby, and I really hope that people accept this with so much love because again, it's so much money and it's so much work and it's so much love that's behind these projects. And I'm guessing for you, it's the same thing. We don't do this just because we are bored. We do it because we know we have something to say and something
right,
that might help others to get inspired. Hopefully, if we're lucky enough.
yeah, yes, exactly. It's like if I wanted to do what everyone else is doing, I would do what all the LA Go-Go Boys are doing, and I'd put out rap music.
Oh
Which
yeah,
this is this is what I'm gonna say. Y'all need to fucking stop. Like
y'all need to fucking stop trying me, making bitches not from scratch.
it's like y'all saw Cardi B and you're like, oh, I'm the gay Cardi B. No, you ain't. Like,
Yeah.
get the fuck off the mic. Like, granted, I love some of y'all. Some of y'all are doing great shit, but it's like, come on. We
Oh
did
my god, I know. I can see these people's faces like,
Yeah,
No, but
well,
it's
I
good. It's
mean,
good.
yeah, you see it too. It's like all of a sudden, it's like now I'm in LA. It's like I'm putting out this single. I'm like, I'm thinking some of y'all probably didn't give a shit about doing music 6 months ago, a year ago. Like, you're doing this what
Yes.
to like, and it's all like talking about. I mean, granted, yes, we all need sexual songs, obviously, but it's like I just okay. I'm putting it this way. I
How do
judge.
you manage to put that into like a melody? I mean, for me, if I go back in time and I try to think about the times where I've been assaulted, I kind of get a
Yeah.
little trigger. I really respect you for you. I have so much respect for you for being able to talk about these topics and to incorporate them into your art. That's pretty cool.
Well, it took a lot of what it finally was. I sat there one day. So when I wrote the song Rape, it was in
Hmm.
November of last year.
That's literally the name
I,
of the song.
that's the name of one
Rape
of the songs.
period.
Yeah, Rape is the name of the song. And then
LM sis.
the song I wrote about being sexually assaulted is called Don't Touch Me. And it's like when I wrote both of those songs, Don't Touch Me is a little bit more sad, and then Rape's a little bit more angry because I was
Hmm.
angry of being raped. So I sat there with this like for Rape, I had this intense EDM beat, and it was like blasting in my headphones that I made it, and then I just like sat there, and my vocals, especially on that song, are a little bit more intense and a little bit more like
Oh, I bet.
yelly, and it's like I just let it all out, and then once I like purged it, there was a part of me. I remember the first time I performed it on a Twitch was like a few days afterwards on a Sunday. I could, my throat was closing up because I was so like my throat had closed up the day before, like because I was so like emotional and like I was pretty much crying the whole day. But I'm like,
Intense. Yeah,
no,
your
yeah,
nervous system was probably like all over the place, but how fucking liberating,
yeah,
And once you're able to publish these songs and be able to perform this, the closer you get to your audience, the more healed this is gonna make you feel. That's the good thing about
yes,
art.
yes.
It just heals the soul.
It's just like it's like I can't wait to do um I can't wait for you to do your palette because let's be clear, this bitch is amazing at makeup. Like I will
Thank
say this.
you.
You're
Thanks.
welcome. Of course, yeah. Like you don't know this, but if I do get to that cover of Rolling Stone, trust you're gonna be hearing from me because
Oh,
I don't trust myself to do my own makeup. Like I could do my makeup for like a bar for like this. I cannot do my makeup for the cover of Rolling
oh,
Stone.
baby.
No, no,
Whenever
no,
you're
no,
ready
no.
to get editorial, you
Yeah,
give me a call, okay? I got you covered. I got
yeah.
you.
I mean, probably that and like my album cover, like because this is the thing. I already have a photographer friend of mine who agreed to do my album. And so that's like that part's done.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll get someone to do my makeup. When this is again, when is this album? Trust. I can tell you all this for my fans who want to know. Once I get in the studio,
I
it's
want
not
to know
gonna
too. I want
yeah,
to know. I'm taking notes right now.
yeah.
Yes.
This is what I will say. Once I get in the studio and like sit down and actually record, it's not gonna take me more than 2 months to record. It's literally it's not. So like
Mm-hmm.
because I can this is the thing. I'm an actual musician. I'm an actual singer. I can nail it. One take, two takes, we're done. Next
Get it?
song.
Yes.
And
Give me that whistle tone, baby. You know what's funny though, and I don't sing shit, right? I'm not a singer. I
yeah.
understand I have other talents. I have so many more talents than no gag reflex, but the singing thing, it's not for me. And funny enough, I've had people reaching me through Instagram, singers that want to have collaborations with me on songs. And
What?
they were just like hitting me up and being like, you know what? Just like your energy and your vibe and your confidence just like inspire me to this melody. And I want you to have a verse on it, or I want you to write something for it, or like, And I'm like, baby, no, like, give me a pole in the background, and I can dance and like do my little booty twerk and be cute in the background. But I'm not a singer. And I will never be.
First of all, they're approaching
It's
you.
so funny though.
They're approaching you the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to approach you, here's how you should approach Daddydoll. If you
Here's the
want,
check.
well, no, if you want a song, I have written a song that can pretty much be sung by anybody. So, like, if you want it, it's literally the name of the song is called "Free Ride." It's basically a song about bottoming, like, and like riding dicks, and like that's.
Never heard of her. Never heard of her. Like, I don't think none of us can relate to this. Dominant top here. Sorry, baby. You got the wrong doll. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yes, you definitely can. No,
I'm still thinking about it because one of them, he's a friend who lives in New York actually, and he's a very dear friend of mine. We don't get to see each other quite often, but when we do, it's like such a magical and wholesome connection that if I get involved in something musical related, I will definitely go with Justin because he's such a sweetheart and he's always been. But still thinking about it.
and
I'm shy.
This is the thing. You don't have. Okay, I'm gonna say this. As much as I hate this, you don't have to be talented anymore to sing. Like, that's the thing that kills me. It's like, so now all the pretty bitches are going out there and well, actually, I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
You can auto tune yourself till the cows come home, baby. I can. That's what I love about this album. Is like every song I wrote. There's not gonna be auto tune on my album. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna do the vocals the way we want, like the way I want, where there's no auto tune, so I can fucking perform it live. Because it's like I can sing, especially now. I've been working on my voice so much, and even one of my biggest fans, his name is Anthony. Shout out Anthony, love you, baby.
Hi, Anthony.
It's
shout out to you.
Yes. He was like, your voice has gotten so good. It's like, yeah, because I put in the work, and like I've been out of the spotlight, and like I've been trying stuff for years, and now at 30, I can't believe this. Oh my gosh, the people who hate on 30, fuck you. I look 24 underneath all this makeup. Shut up.
No, fuck them. No. Not here for the ageism shit. No. Age is just a fucking number, babes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the more you master your craft, the better you get at it. And it shows. And it pays off.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially the voice, baby. You know, like sucking dick. I know it's an exercise, but you also have to do your warm-ups and shit.
So who's on the roster for you? Because I know you probably want to get more into your content. Who's on the roster?
Who's on the roster for me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I feel like I will be pretty open. Quite literally. There's this guy, there's this person, actually, they invited me to a sex party in New York that I couldn't make it because I was too fucked up from the night before. But their name is Nolan, and they're gorgeous. They're beautiful. They're a content creator, photographer, stylist. They're so gorgeous. So I feel like if I have to put on a name right now, I think they're the only person that I'm thinking right now that I would love to get close to. Because they can take dick. One thing for sure, they can take it. Yeah, like I said, I will be just like, you know, like I said, New York, I will just be going with the flow again and just keep doing myself.
Yes. So okay.
But yeah.
So if you could do anyone's makeup, whose makeup would you want to do?
If I could do anyone's makeup, I feel like I will fucking have so much fun with Kesha. Like Kesha, she's been that bitch since I have memory, and I feel like we will do like a microdose of shrooms of something like that and get fucking wild with the looks. I feel like she will provide me so much more of a creative outlet for me to work on her face. Oh, that would be like, ah, just to think about it, I get super horny. I'm sorry. Yeah, I would say her, or if we want to get more commercially speaking right now, and I'm like just want to do like the boring neutral girly kind of a face, I will do Taylor Swift just to fucking travel the world.
Well, um,
Just to be able to go to 7-Eleven on a plane with her. You know what I mean? For that experience.
but Kesha sounds amazing. Taylor Swift, listen,
She's just not for the girls. Taylor, she's not for the girlies, in my opinion.
well, this is my thing. My sister's a huge fan of Taylor Swift. I found that out.
Uh-huh.
My thing is like Taylor Swift is not talented. Like Taylor Swift has like, well, okay, I'll say this: Taylor Swift is not a good singer. Like she's a
Yeah.
decent songwriter, but she's not a good singer. Like let's
I think some of her songs are very relatable. I'm not a Swiftie by any means,
yeah.
but I recognize that sometimes I'm at the gym and one of her songs come on shuffle and I'm like, bitch, that just touched me. That's a power that a good writer have, but I don't feel like her aesthetic, her sound, her vibe, it's just I don't relate to that. Have I ever cried to Taylor Swift on a
No,
very rainy day? Fuck yeah. But
yeah.
just that.
Well, I mean, okay. I'm gonna say this, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. Like, you are very sort of like trashy, which is why like Kesha works for you. Like that I totally see for you. Because like even when Kesha like reformed,
Yeah. It's
Kesha
the
was
rock
still
star side of Kesha. I feel
yeah.
like rock stars they don't do rock stars anymore. And I feel like Miley Cyrus and Kesha have that
Yeah.
rock star status that I relate to. You know what I mean? That they're like trashy, but at the same time, it's like an upscale trash. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
trash it, but glamorous, and there's so much. I find it really, really sexy, to be honest. Like the messy hair, like the smudge eyeliner, the grungy eyes, like I find that really hot.
And they're real, they're authentic.
Yeah.
They're real and true. You hear that, Jojo Siwa? Like
Oh
they're
my
real
God. Oh my God. She did all
oh,
the wrong things. She did all the wrong things. I will
untalented.
fire the whole team behind JoJo Siwa in a fucking heartbeat.
Untalented vocal bitch.
Oh my God. You know what's something that I do admire from JoJo though? Like, no shade.
Yeah.
You know, when people say that in order for you to make it, you have to be a little delusional? Well, she's got it. She's got that to the fucking T. Because I don't
Right.
buy this. Oh, I'm growing up and I'm showing like my mature side. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this bad girl era. I don't buy that shit.
Because first of all, her like edginess was her like kissing a girl. It's like, hello, Katy Perry did that like
Yeah.
like almost 2 decades ago. Like that's not anything new.
On 2024, if you want to be edgy, just like perform Golden Shower on stage. That's edge for me. Give me that,
It's
and you'll have my respects.
I first of all, I love that, and that's why you're gonna fit in New York, because like New York is full of that like gritty like edginess, rawness, and
Yeah.
that's also kind of Detroit. Like that's why I like it. It's not because I thought about moving to LA at one point, but I'm like I'm gonna piss off the wrong people. I'm gonna say what I actually feel about people. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, Bab, you did amazing work. I love you. work. You're amazing. I'm gonna be like, who the
Hmm.
fuck? I'm gonna be like, who the fuck told you to go on stage? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, the LA people, like, don't get me wrong, love them to pieces, but I also feel like they're just too. And again, one of my friends told me that I will do great in LA because they're like, bitch, you're like, you got everything that it takes. But I'm like, I don't see myself being surrounded by people who's only focused on the outside. You know what I mean? Who's only focused on like who
yeah,
you're hanging with, what's your work, what's your career. And LA, I feel like it's just too superficial.
thank you.
A lot of talent right there for sure. A lot of opportunities, but again, if you know that your audience it's in Detroit, just
Yeah,
follow that,
no,
commit to
it's
that.
once I like started looking at Detroit and I said Detroit from there is like I'm like that's it. I'm like no other decisions because I thought about at one point I thought about moving to Atlanta. Atlanta's not far enough away from Florida. It's too
Mm-hmm.
and it's like it's too expensive. It's like
Super fun too. Yeah. Mm.
and then because I had a good time. So like I have well this is the thing. I have a man who's like we're working on it. He's like wanting to be like my boyfriend now, and he's like trying to like now he's like taking Detroit.
Okay, work.
Well, he's taking Detroit seriously because like he saw when I went up there. He's like, oh my god. I'm like, this is the thing. I'm like, I told you you should have listened to me. Like I knew what I was talking about. Like
That
so
is so funny. That is so, the things we do for these men's, the things we do for these men's. But oh my gosh, good luck. I'm still so in the market right now. I've never been more single than what I am today.
well, because the thing is, especially like getting into the content world, it's hard because like you need much like I need in a man. I need someone who's extremely secure and
Mm-hmm.
is not gonna get jealous if they see me like making out with somebody in like on a stage. It's like no,
Yeah,
that's part of a performance, bitch. Like
it's part of the lifestyle too, and they have to get it.
it's
Yeah,
like I know you want someone who's this is the thing. This is how I live my life as a performer. Like I live in fishnets with like either my ass covered in like a bodysuit or I wear a t-shirt dress like with thongs underneath with my ass
that's
hanging.
so
Because like
relatable.
that's
That's so I relate to that a lot. Yeah.
and it comes with like being a bigger bitch. I always say it came with the fact of me saying, if you don't like the way that my body looks, don't fucking stare at me. Like it's that
Yeah.
like it's that easy. Don't fucking stare at me. I don't and that was okay. That was the other thing about Detroit, and that's why I told the guy down here. I'm like, if you want to, because like when I had my grinder on in Detroit, let's put it this way, I was getting hit up all the time because
That
like
should be popping. Yeah.
because it's like let's get real. It's like you put me in an area of majority like black and Latino people.
That's your
I
niche. That's your niche. Oh my gosh.
I've got a fat ass. Like of course, like
This boy's been making lines, baby. You know what's funny though, now that you touched the grinder subject. So I'm
yeah,
single, right? And I've
yes,
been recently, like giving myself the chance of like reconnecting with myself and reconnecting with my own personality, my wants and needs. And
yeah,
I've been stepping away from the boys for a little bit. Um, but Jesus Christ, last month I went to New York, and Boston here, first of all, this city, it's full of bottoms. For a doll like me to get a real man that knows how to treat me and use me like a rag doll and just throw me away right after they're done with me, it's really complicated. And at some point, it got in my head, and I was like, wait, am I the problem? Am I the issue for these people to just like, I get all the compliments, don't get me wrong. Like, people be on my grind, they're like, yes, girl, the look, love the look on the gym. Yes, love the makeup. But I'm like, I literally just want to get dig down right now. Can we
Right.
make it work? And going to New York made me realize that I'm not the problem. It's just Boston, man. Boston gays are just so very into this like hyper masculine, like hunky white guy that I'll never be. And it makes it a little harder, to be honest, to thrive.
Well, okay. Let me tell you this, baby. I am verse. I am verse. I would fuck you in a heartbeat. Like
Mhm.
not even joking. Like your
Thank
ass is
you.
like yes, your ass is like so hot. Like yes.
The jiggle, it's real, baby. The jiggle, it's always jiggling. And, you gotta show what mama gave you. You gotta show what this Matrix gave you. I'm all about it.
And that's the thing. It's like again,
But
my man.
people get scared about that, like, too. Don't get me wrong. Like you said, it's like you see it on a perspective, like, yeah, I will hit you up. Here in Boston, people, it's like when they see someone like me, someone confident and who goes after what they want, they just fucking run away. It's so strange for me to just like understand the whole thing.
But that's so dumb because it's like if you want somebody, it's like go after them, get it. Like
Yeah. Shoot your shot. Like fully
yeah,
shoot your shot and we'll see what happens.
because that's what I do, especially like with me. Okay, so I will say this: I was with okay, so I as we'll say this, I am verse. I have fully embraced the verse life, and my man said he's like, "Do you want a top?" I'm like, "You don't have to ask me that question anymore." Like,
Yeah, yeah,
it,
yeah.
it,
You know
it's
what's the deal from day number one.
well, no, it's like you like introduce the monster. Like the answer is always gonna be yes. I'm always gonna want to like bottom and top now. Like
Uh-huh.
you did this. This is your fault. Like
Oh my God, I don't even remember the last time when I topped, to be honest. I used to consider myself as the Bears bottom, but I feel like
yeah.
honestly I'm just like a little dominant little bottom. I don't see the verse anymore in myself.
Well,
I'm
it's
committed.
because
I'm committed to my craft too. Very committed to my craft.
well the thing is like what I tell people is like especially if you primarily bottom and like you want to try it again, it's like don't try doggy style. Like literally have the man ride your dick. Like that way it puts them in control and you get to get your you get to get your like you get to come. Like
Yeah,
that's literally the best way to be. I don't have to be like granted last night I was in control because he didn't want to do doggy style. I'm like fine. I'm like fine. I'm like I'll sit on it. Like
I just
but
don't get the hype on doggy. To be honest, like when I'm like with someone, I like to see their faces so much. Like I live for a good facial expression when I'm writing. That lets me know that
right.
I'm doing good. So doggy, I'm like, maybe no, like no. Just want to see the eye contact.
It's because they want to grab onto the ass while they're fucking you. That's why,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's well, that's why, like, that's why I always say, like, the one that like works for me. It's like you ride it, but like you're facing out and like their ass is facing you. So like, or like your ass is facing them. So that way they can like grab on and like feel. And it's like there's something about like doing that. I mean, granted, I don't do it that often. Like after he came the second time, I'm like, I gotta stop. I'm like, I can't feel my feet.
Yeah, right.
like
I've been there
uh,
too,
it's
sis.
like it's like I can't feel my toe. I can't feel my toes anymore. I need to move.
I'm like,
Anyway,
my knees are not functioning right now. But yeah, but again, it's like sex is good and everything, but I feel like also another thing that I'm looking forward in New York is to be more experimental. I feel like lately, the more I tap into my non-binary, and you probably notice this because of the way that I behave on my social media and everything. It's like I've been
right.
touching my inner girly lately so many times, and I've been allowing myself to feel attracted by boys and girls. I feel like moving to a bigger city, it's gonna finally help me to put myself out of the gay box that I was put through. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that I don't love men and that I don't get thirsty by men every 5 seconds, but it's gonna allow me to be more experimental in my sex too. Like it doesn't have to be all the time, let's just say penetrative or like, like sometimes it's just like about embracing each other's bodies and energies and soul and, have a good time. Have a good time. And that can happen with boys and girls. So I would love New York to bring me into gigantic bisexual orgies. Period.
Work. See, that's the thing. Like, everyone feels like you always have to do sex. My thing is like, if I like, there are some days where like, if you're like eating my ass, like you could do that for an hour. Like,
Help
like
yourself.
yeah, it's like go ahead. It's like I love the feeling. I'm moaning. You're hitting the right spots. You're doing everything. I don't need you to fuck me. Like, let's just like I. That's my thing. It's like I get the whole like not wanting to have. I say I need some form of sex a lot because I have a high sex drive. I was hoping once I turned 30 that maybe that would die down a little bit. It did not.
No, it just
It
gets
did not.
worse. No.
No, it shot up. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah, I'm 33, baby, and like legit, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is going on with my hormones right now? When they're gonna fucking stop.
okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go. So would you ever consider being a go-go dancer or a stripper?
Absolutely. I would
Yeah.
love to. I feel like it's something that I'm contemplating doing in New York as well. I would love to get involved in the go-go dancing scene because I know how to shake it.
Yes.
You're not gonna deny the fact that I shake ass very well. And yeah, I will just love that. I'll just, I'm so detached to like my body, and I understand at this point that we're just like vessels, you know what I mean? That
Yes.
I'm just gonna have so much fun with it, and I'm just wanna just like make any profit for any inch of my body that I can. That's the motto. That's the
Right.
motivation. Just profit out of this chicks and puss
Yes.
and make it work.
Yes. Work. Okay.
But I will fully do it. And I have
Okay.
like a couple friends that already do it in New York, and they're just like so cute. They're just like they're living their best life and having so much fun. And I'm like, bitch, I need that because yes, you're making the fucking coin, but also you are just thriving.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, I know people who like go dance and strip and like
Hmm.
do porn in New York because like clearly I wouldn't say I know people everywhere, but I know people like in the major cities overall. I have friends in New York. I have a few friends in LA, not many. Because like
Hmm.
of the people I've interviewed in LA, I can honestly, I'm gonna say it for real, I can only stand about four of them, and like that's that's tea. Like it really, it's
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I'm fully committed. Honestly, I'm fully committed. Like whatever, like I would love to be able to talk to you like a year from now again
Yeah,
and see if all these crazy things that I've been thinking are really happening or really happen because yeah, again, I'm moving somewhere else with an open mind and with an open heart and just allowing
yeah,
myself to do things that before I probably felt too guilty to embrace, or maybe, I feel like I'm still dragging with me all this Mexican cultural, like Mexican macho culture that I grew up in. And I feel like New York finally it's gonna be my perfect location to just fucking detach and
yes.
be fucking about everything.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the question I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna bring this up, and this is one of those questions where they say, quote unquote, to the people, you might want to bop me for this question, but I feel I have to ask it. So it's like, okay, admit Austin Wolf's scandal. Do you regret working with him? And did you know about what he was into when you were working with him?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. So this is a very complicated question to elaborate.
Okay.
I would not say that I regret it, because the side of this person that I met was a side that was, and again, this is not a justification. Like, nothing can justify that behavior. It's so disgusting and it's so
Right.
bad.
Right.
And I really hope that the victims get the justice that they deserve fully. But again, the side of this person that I met was a very respectful, a very professional, a very
Yeah.
serious side of this person, that I was like, okay, did I walk into this man's knowing the allegations that he had?
Mm.
100%. But once I met him and once we had this working relationship, I was like, it just truly made me believe that people was just jealous and they were just like trying to pick on someone because they were jealous. Am I making sense? Because of the way that
Right.
my personal experience with this person was, again, very, very professional and very respectful. And I just thought that he was a good person. And the advice that I got from him, and, I feel like it was really it was really disgusting, but also very heartbreaking, because your idols and sometimes you tend to look after them. I feel like for me, this person was one.
Yeah.
And that image, that just shattered. That just shattered in no time. And now it's like, again, I'm not gonna say that I regret it, but one thing to say is that once you reach a level of popularity and power, it is for me so wild to think how you can just fucking do these things. Like, what gives you the fucking right to think that you can have this behavior? It's just like, it's just too bad. It's just it's unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Okay.
And again, the only thing though, it's like, I don't want to be related to this person in any way, shape, or form anymore. And the sad
Right.
thing is that he owns the videos that we filmed together, which we did 4, and he posted them on his website, and I only have the tag. And for someone, like, I'm not able to remove those tags from the content that we created together. So to this day, my videos with this person are still up for the world to
Right.
see. And that is something that really, it's just, I need them down. I fully need them down. It's gross.
Well, yeah, because I mean, first of all, here's what I'm gonna say. Like I've gotten to know you. Like I know that I knew that you weren't going to be like, first of all, the people that I saw defending him saying yes, it was horrible what he did, but we shouldn't go after him. It's like to those people, I'm like, what do you mean we shouldn't go after him? Like, this is disgusting and gross, and you're sitting here justifying it for him. And
Yeah.
it's hard because this is the thing, you probably I get that experience of meeting somebody that you've I wouldn't say in my case idolized, but somebody I've known who actually lives in New York. I'll give a shout out to him. His name is Ricky Roman. He's my
Hmm.
friend. And to see him, he had this giant like he was this giant porn star in LA, and then like he disappeared and now lives in New York. And it's like, granted, sometimes when you meet these people, like Ricky's super nice. I love him. He's like one of the greatest people that I've met doing this podcast because he's so like
Mhm.
nice and real and everything. And it's like, with some people can put that on and be very fake in front of the camera,
Mhm.
which is what I imagine Austin Wolf did to you. It's like you were enamored by the fact that he is this person, like had like
And
hundreds.
I fully ate that, you know, like
Yeah,
poor little me. I was on a very different emotional state that I'm what I am right now. And,
yeah,
you know, girly just wanted to be seen. And I feel like that was part of my mistake too. Again, it's like decisions were made and unfortunately we can go back.
yeah.
But
And as you said, you own nothing. So like
yeah, it's
if
not
you
that you walk onto people like asking them for their criminal records. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
what can we do? What can we do? And like him, there's so many other predators like are still free. You know what I mean? And it's so sad to think that most of these criminals, because that's a fucking word,
yeah,
criminals,
yeah,
are people with such positions of power and recognition that might be out there inspiring others like this man's did to me.
right.
And that's the sad part of it. That's the part that when I knew about this news, it really made me feel hurt because you always try to believe that people can be good. And you always try to, or at least myself, I
Yeah,
always try to be the kind of person that will always give others the benefit of the doubt and try just to fully think that everyone's good, you know, and it really hurts when you know that people are just fucking crazy and sick. And
right.
but what can I do, you know? What's done, it's done. And what I can keep from this is just to, you know, walking into this situation again, try to have maybe like a better understanding that the people that I'm gonna get involved with.
Yes.
And that time it just happened so quick that I was like, okay, fuck it. Let's go.
Right. And this was the thing. Like, honestly, I feel for you. And like the reason I almost had to ask about, well, I, at least for people, like, especially anyone who knows you, like, had I not asked you about that, they would have been like, you're sitting here protecting your friend. And it's like, so I hate that I had to ask you about it, but I had to. Cause like,
No, 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 no.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's absolutely valid again.
yeah,
It's valid, and like I said, I really hope that Mens get what he deserves because after reading those allegations and the things that were shared, it's just so I can just not put words into this. It's just so sick. It's so sick. But again, I walked into this experience knowing nothing.
yeah.
Well, knowing a little bit, but the way that he presented himself to me, it kind of shut all those rumors down, if that makes sense.
Right. I mean,
Mhm.
the thing is, what he was probably telling, and you correct me if I'm wrong about this, you can say, like, he was saying all this stuff, but he probably said, like, oh, no, that's not true. Like, people are just making that up to, like, try and destroy me, things like that, where it's like, he tells you what you want to hear.
Mhm.
So that way, because again, you could
And
have,
it's coming from a point that I know when a bitch is mad at you, even if you give them no reasons to be mad at you, they're just gonna talk shit about you regardless. You know, it's coming from
right,
a position where I've been also part of this fake narrative that people with maybe like a lot of free time and a lot of fucking imagination have done to me and to my persona. And I'm like just sitting there, I'm like, what did I did to you? You know what I mean? And maybe that's also like why I was so naive. But again, it happened that way, and I'm sorry the story developed that like that because no one deserves to be part of that, and I can only imagine. I can't even
Right.
imagine being a
Right.
victim.
Okay.
Oh,
So
oh,
let's see.
Jesus, that was intense. I feel
Yeah.
like I haven't spoke about that ever since this person from the New York Times even reached to me, and they were kind of like trying to ask me questions, and I was like, I don't feel like I'm the one. There's so many other content creators out there that probably were more involved than what I was.
Right. And it's like you did one thing with him, and at the end of the day, because they're not gonna come, well, because this is the thing, because I'm your friend, so like they're not gonna
Hmm.
come in with it being like they're gonna just like grill you and grill you and grill you, whereas like as I literally said, I don't want to have to ask you this question, but I'm going to. Like it's one of those things, and because they don't care. It's like, especially the way that people do stuff and why I do things the way that I do is because I actually like, especially the people who like where we mutually follow each other on social media, I actually give a fuck about the
Hmm.
guests who are on here. That's why whenever I see somebody struggling, I'm the first one to reach out. Like, I'm not, because that's my thing. I've been there like so alone. It's what makes me a good songwriter. Is like, I'm so used to having to just like internalize everything and put it into music that like I don't necessarily reach out, because when you don't have a creative outlet or somewhere to put all of the shit that's happening to you, you have to reach out to the public because
Yeah.
you're especially your family. Like I don't think if I no, actually no, I do remember this. Like you don't talk to your family anymore at all, from what I remember, correct?
Well, now we are on better terms.
Okay.
Yeah, a year's been through, and I mean, my family is so broken, to be quite honest. Like, I now understand, being the age that I am, that some people came to this planet to have gorgeous families and be like all united and like party unicorns and fucking confetti and sprinkles on top. But some other people, we don't have that, and it's okay. So I feel like my situation with the family right now, it's cool. Like, we tolerate each other, we talk to each other whenever we have the time. But at this point in life, it's like I stopped fighting to have a relationship with people that probably don't fully celebrate me, and that's okay.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I get that. That's why, like, going back to my sister, like, right now, my sister and my dad aren't talking at all because,
Hmm.
like, when she came out, um, she was married, so like she got divorced from her husband, and like that was a lot on my dad because it's like, granted, my shit that my dad had to deal with me was like
Another
a
level,
whole
yeah.
a whole nother level, but it's like now he's having to go through it again. He was I haven't talked to him about it, nor do I want to, because like if I do it, I probably will also not be talking to my dad anymore. Like,
Yeah.
not that we have the greatest relationship to begin with, but it's like I see where my sister's coming from, and like that's why I and some people say like your parents are older. I'm like, yeah, your parents are older, but like there are plenty of resources out there now. It's like
Yeah.
if you don't understand something,
You can just literally Google
research it.
it.
Yeah, research it. It's like we don't have to get you to do everything, especially like I feel like listen, at least for me, I feel like he's got it better with my sister. Like, I am a cross dresser who walks around half naked. I feel like he has it worse with me. That's just my view, but like,
There's
it is what it is.
there's way more things happening right now in this
Yeah.
reality that, like, you and the way that you look and the way that you present yourself shouldn't be any concern to anyone.
I'm,
Period.
I, yes, I literally, I don't. As I say, my fans love me. Granted, my fans sometimes not get what I do? Of course, but it's like if everyone got everything that every single artist did, Um, I don't know. Like I would say like Madonna. Madonna's like one of the greatest examples. Do I understand why Madonna's still performing anymore instead of like staying at home? No, I used to be a huge fan of Madonna. It's like now I'm like, but I'm like, listen, you do you. Like, if that's what you want to do, go ahead,
Do
live
it
your life.
as long as your body allows you, you know? Get it.
Yes.
I
All
love
right.
Madonna. I love Madonna. She's so iconic, by the way. Love her. Hmm.
Well, okay. You
What's
love
your
this.
favorite song of her, just out of pure curiosity?
Ooh. Favorite song. Ooh.
Drum roll.
That's a hard one because it's like,
Oh my
ooh.
gosh, I know. Like Mother, super hard. Like I like most of them, but I feel mine has to be this one called Isaac. I don't know if you've heard that. I think it's from the Confessions album.
What
It's
the?
just
Oh,
that
oh, oh, oh. Wait, Isaac. Yeah, yeah. I know.
Isaac. It's like it's a full
Of
treat.
course,
It's a full treat.
of course. Storm Confessions on a Dance Floor. Absolutely. Yep.
That whole album though, mood board.
See, that's why. Like, if you had to ask me, it's like it depends on. I would say like it's easier for me to pick like which era I like.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. Like most of the time, it gravitates between two. It's usually either Confessions on a Dance Floor is one of them,
Yeah.
or MDNA. It's like
Oh,
one of those two. It's like I
so
they
underrated, by the way. That album deserved way more.
that's at least in my view, that was like her last amazing album. Like
Oh, agree.
because like Rebel Heart was nice, and then like well with Madam X, I was like
With Madam X, I literally just had to leave the conversation. I was like, I love you so much, but I will just keep the moments that you gave me with Rebel Heart. And
see
that's what I'm keeping.
this this is what I'm going to say. If this is coming from the Mexican person when she was having all those sort of Latin influences on Madam X, that's just proof that Madam X was a bad album.
Yeah,
Like,
fully. Full disclosure. I mean, no shade, we love her, but honestly, was not it.
I mean, I like some of the songs, but like, yeah, who is it?
All the Madonna fans, like, they're gonna drag us in the comments after these allegations. I hope you're ready.
I'm gonna send this to my friend Benji, who's also a musician in New York City, who's a huge fan of Madonna. I'm gonna
Hmm.
I'm gonna be like, especially watch this towards the end.
She's not gonna love this.
Listen,
Give them my Instagram so I can get the full read, please. I need to learn. I need to be better.
well, this is
Mm.
this is my thing. It's like you gotta say it's about. Listen, my favorite artist of all time is Lady Gaga. You can
Oh,
say whatever we could say whatever you want about.
mother.
Listen, a lot of people think that she flops with Art Pop. In my opinion, it's one of her best albums. Like,
Art Pop, it's my favorite album. I feel like Lady Gaga. If it wasn't for Lady Gaga, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Period.
I
If it
would
wasn't for
be.
that bitch being crazy every chance she had, I would
Yep.
not be speaking in front of this camera looking like a full non-binary hooker. I wouldn't.
Yes.
She
It's
paved the
like
way for all the sluts.
let's get real. I'm gonna say this as the drag queen. Had it not been for me seeing the Born This Way ball, or no, not the Born This Way ball. Had it not been for me seeing the Monster Ball on
Hmm.
HBO, I wouldn't be a performer right now. I wouldn't be able to do that stuff when people's like, all she's doing is yelling into the microphone. I'm like, no, but you don't get it. She's not yelling to the she's not yelling at the audience, she's yelling to the audience. It's
Yeah.
theater. It's theater. It's like
it's the message. Like you said, you probably don't have like grounded. She's very fucking talented, but I feel like
Yeah,
when the message is right, it does something to you. For me, my before and after moment with Lady Gaga was I was living at my grandma at the time because that was right after when my parents kicked me out of the house for being such a faggot. Um, and I remember I used to sneak into my grandpa's laptop. I remember this very well. So I was like, I'm just gonna do some web searching here. AK as well, I always want to watch porn. Like I all I wanted was to watch porn. And so I jump into the computer and this notification comes about like Lady Gaga's Bad Romance video. I knew her because of she was popular already because of paparazzi and like poker face, but I
yeah,
never like I wasn't getting into that. That Lady Gaga era for me, like it didn't spoke to me. But when I saw Bad Romance,
yeah.
flabbergasted, shocked, gasping for air. I was just so I loved it. I was like, not this bitch being so weird and like having this millions of views. It just gave me so much hope for like truly embrace myself. And it's
Right.
something
And
that to this day I still exercise every fucking single day with everything that I do, and that's so powerful. So thank you, mother.
yes, I mean, like, this is what I have to say to Lady Gaga, and it's why I'm so glad that like my first album I'm making independent. It's like when you have to go that commercial route, there's so much. I'm guaranteeing you, if I walked into a studio with my album right now, they would say, "Okay, no, these songs are too long." Because this is what I will say: every song I've written for my album is over 3 minutes long. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing back the 3, 4, 5 minute songs.
Oh
If
my
you were
gosh, I
to
know sometimes these queens right now they just do 2 minute songs, and I'm like, I'm just getting into this. Now it's
yes,
over.
Bel
Yeah.
believe me, I'm fucking over it. Like I'm so tired of people making shit for TikTok. It drives me insane. Like
Hmm. It's the same way that I'm so fucking tired of all these girlies with the neutral makeup, no makeup thing. I'm like, once my brand is out, we need to kill that. We need to go all full glam and full eccentric because I'm so tired of these basic bitches looking like the same everywhere you go.
see, and
And
that's
again,
me.
it's because of TikTok following all the
Yeah.
same trend. This person goes viral, and now all these millions people wants to have the same smoky liner that another 5 billion people are having at the same time. That's so lame.
Let me put it this way. When people say all you ever do is the same look, first of all, it makes my life easier. Second of all, it's like I'll sit for the camera. I'll sit for this bitch. I did for my drag sister. My drag sister, she hasn't put up the YouTube video yet, but she in February had me film with her, and she's like she originally had me block out 8 hours. She's like,
Hmm.
and I'm like, and we ended up doing it in three because I'm like, I could sit there like I don't mind looking different. I just know that I can't do what all of the like eyeshadows and all this on the like daily. I don't got the time for that. It's like most of the time I have to get ready in like half an hour. Like that's just my life. I'm busy rolling,
A girl's
moving.
gotta do what she's gotta do. Yeah.
It's like I'll sit there like I don't mind. Well, actually, the thing that I got most offended about when she got done, she was like done. She's like, "Oh my gosh, you look so beautiful." I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?" I'm like, "Are you saying that I look busted when I do my own makeup?" Like,
Yeah, right? I'm
uh,
like, I want to be a fucking 10 with or without the makeup. That's the goal.
no, I will say this, not to like gas myself up. I'm not the hottest person in the world, but I'm also not the ugliest person underneath all this. It's like to me, I love the anonymity of being able to
Hmm.
like take all this off and like live a normal life.
Yeah,
But
fuck that. And also, being hot, it's an energy. It's never gonna be about the looks. It's gonna be like the level of ambition that you have, the level of confidence that you present out there, the level of like educated, the level of interested that you are in certain topic, that is what makes someone hot. Instead of like the muscles and the big cocks, big dicks. Yes, let me take that one back. If you have a 9-incher, you're automatically hot.
Pig. No, I'm kidding. No.
This is when we overshare. We're in
Well,
that part of the podcast.
well, I mean, this is the thing. It's like I've told guys. It's like, listen. I tell guys, I'm like,
It's out.
for me, it's like having a fatter ass. It's like I always tell guys, it's like it's not like I'm a size queen, but it's like your dick does have to be above
It
a
has
certain
to
size.
reach. Yeah, it has to
Otherwise
reach.
you ain't going in. It's like so it's like I'm not like you. I don't need 9, but I need at least 6. Like
Yeah.
that's
I'm such a greedy motherfucker myself, to be honest. Like, I've been in the position where I do consider myself a size queen. No shame. I've been in the position where I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this, sir? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Oh my gosh, especially like I've had this guy from Boston. I'm not gonna say names, but he was just like the jock, like the cocky Caucasian jock, right? Very pretty guy. Not gonna deny that.
yes.
And I came over to his place after the club one night, and it was so disappointing, truly awful. And I was like, how you trick me? You trick me into this big dick energy, and you are entitled, and you have a small penis. That's not a good combo.
But here's what I have to say about smaller dicks, because I'll own up to it. I don't have the biggest dick in the world, but it's like for me, it's like I've got 2 things that, like, yes, I don't have the biggest dick in the world, but here's what I have that a lot of guys can't do. I get hard and I stay hard, and I can
That
come
part.
more than once in a row. So like if you
That part too.
if you keep riding my dick, baby, that's what literally the first time my friends with benefits was like riding my dick. I had never come from topping before. He got 4 loads out of me back to back to back. I'm thinking, baby, I don't even know if I can do this. You're trying like so trust.
Oh my
I
god.
can
Yeah.
I
Trust your talents. Trust your talents.
yeah.
100%.
And it's like for me, it's like granted, yes, I love well here's what I say about a bigger dick. It's like this is what I gotta say. As a bottom, you are eating my ass. Like there's no
Not
like
no question asked. Yeah. I love
there
eating my top's ass.
it's like well no, I'm talking about when they're putting it inside you. It's like you're gonna have 9, 10, 11 inches and you're not gonna eat my ass before you try fucking me. I'm sorry, what? Like n- it's like
That is
it's
toxic
like
masculinity. It's giving that. Yeah.
it's and it's like I get if I was like granted I am a bigger guy, but it's like I'm a drag queen, baby. Like I have to shave, I have to laser and shave everything. Like that's the thing. Like there's no hair here. Like I literally
Mm-hmm.
like shave my shit. Like
Ah, I
it's
can
not like
relate, babes. Look at the states. They're getting so hairy right now. Jesus Christ.
well, yes, you're non-binary. That look is acceptable to me. It's like I have to do some things because I refuse to tuck anything back. So it's like I have to compensate by looking fish in some other or no, I can't say fish. Looking feminine in
Yeah.
some other ways. Like
And I
so
love
it's
having
like
my girly moments too. I love them so much.
and this is the thing, it's like and the thing with body hair is like it's it's hairy, but it's like as long as you trim, you're fine. It's
Yeah.
like it's like especially this is the thing I'm gonna say. Even if you're a top, I don't care. It's like, especially white guys. It's like if you have the like what I call the quote unquote Brillo pad inside your like. If you want me to eat your ass, fucking shave it before you like
Yeah,
fucking
or at
trim
least
it
have it
down.
like, like ready, presentable, appetizing,
And
right?
also it's like this thing of I'm not gonna eat your ass, but you're gonna eat mine. I'm sorry, what?
I would
First
leave
of
immediately. I
no,
will
I
call
didn't
911. I will call the police on this man and then fucking leave.
no, he didn't come over. I'm like, first of all, it's like if you're not paying me, we're not doing whatever you want. Like
Yeah, no.
if you're handing me money, I'll shut up and like do whatever you want. But for free, you want me to
No,
just
sir.
eat your ass and you're
For
not
free
gonna
in this economy, with an album to be like dropping soon, no, bitch. No, bitch.
I probably am. Well, here's the thing. I'm not opposed to escorting again. I've done it before. It's like if I have to do it a little bit, I will. Again, like
Mhm.
I'm not like one of those people who again, I interview all sorts of sex workers on here all the time. I clearly have no problem with the industry. Like, and if I did, I'm in the wrong I'm in the wrong field. I mean, granted, yes, I do interview doctors on here sometimes and like political activists and stuff so that I can
Mhm.
do some intellectual conversations, but
It's not for everybody.
they got to be attractive.
Yeah.
Like like I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody who's who looks like they got hit by a truck. I'm not going to be the one to tell them that like you look attractive. I'm going to be like you can be my friends kind of.
No, I get that.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's
This is
unhinged today. It's I think it's the weather. It
this
must be
is
the weather.
this is how I am. This is why when people say like this is the thing. That's why like I'm good. I'm granted. I love being being nice to people, but it's like I run my mouth. It's part of being an entertainer. It's like I'm not the first one who did that. Now, granted, to this upcoming election, the president does not need to be running their mouths. Stop voting for Donald Trump. Like
I
what?
know.
What?
It's
Everyone.
so simple though. Fuck Trump.
That's the other reason I want to be in Detroit, and probably why it's smart for you to be in New York City. Because
Yeah.
whatever happens, you want to be in like well, I mean, Boston wouldn't be bad, but it's like you want to be in like a liberal area, depending on
Yeah,
what's gonna
absolutely.
happen.
I feel like by 2026, I might be even back to Mexico. I've been seriously considering that. I'm like, it might be time for me to try to do my doll thing in my country and see what happens. I feel like the girlies are ready for me. They might be ready for me.
You want to go back?
Yes. Yes. I've been, like, I've been doing all the crazy shit that I've always told myself that I will never do. And going back to Mexico and claiming my culture and my family, probably it's not out of the equation for me. But I still
Oh,
have a lot to do before that happens. But I'm considering it.
okay. For Daddydoll's fans and friends, don't worry. I'm gonna make sure he doesn't go back to Mexico. I'm gonna because he thinks that New York's is too expensive. That's why he's saying this. Like, I'm gonna no, bitch. You're gonna come visit me in Detroit. I'm gonna show you. Like,
What's
actually,
good? Oh, I would love to. I would really
no,
love to.
no. That's what I say. Like, especially my apartment with all the people and like all the people I want to like book at some point. That's what my apartment is gonna be a little bit. It's like not necessarily every week, but it's gonna be a little bit of a revolving door because like especially me, I've seen the like entertainment scene and like granted the dancers aren't bad, but I know people in South Florida that I can like bring because my goal is I would love to at some point do my own show. Like have like a show where like I have one of the things that I'm like looking to create in Detroit, and not everyone has to be from Detroit. That's part of it, but
Hmm.
it's called the House of Electro Diamond, and essentially what it is it's a magnet of entertainers because I want to bring from doing this. I've seen some of the best dancers out there that may not be in Detroit. I want to bring them to Detroit from Florida, from LA, from Atlanta, from all this. I know people all over
Yeah,
the country and like let's let's bring these people to places because I mean, granted, this is what I was saying when I was at a bar in Detroit my last night. They had dancers there that did like the Magic Mike numbers. That's cute for
not the
one.
Magic Mike reference.
This
You're
is
like
my
off to a
thing.
great start. Yeah.
That's cute for one number. Like
Yeah.
when one person does a Magic Mike number, it's fine. On the third Magic Mike number, I'm over it.
You're over
Like
it. Yeah.
I'm over it. It's like I want to see a bitch twerk. I want to see somebody sliding down a pole. Like I'm over it.
Yeah. Some of the times we just want to see balls hanging, big balls hanging out. No, well, keep me posted. I would
Yeah,
love to be part of that house in any way,
yeah,
shape, or form that I can collaborate with that because
yeah,
if bitch loves something, I do love a collab. And I
yeah.
think
I
like
mean,
there's so much power when talented people get together. It's just nothing it's more powerful than that.
no, we're gonna keep in touch. I mean, my thing is, as I always try and tell people, I always try and check in when I can.
Mhm.
The thing is now, this is literally my 110th interview. Like I've done so many interviews. Now, granted, one of the people I've had on here 4 times that you actually know, we're no longer speaking because I don't know
No
why.
longer speaking.
Well, okay, he cut me out of his life. He just like all of a sudden. I'm not gonna say who it is, but like once I describe who it is, you might know who I'm talking about. So like
Uh-huh.
he was an OnlyFans content creator who did music. He was a model. He was an underwear model, and then like all of a sudden he left that life. He's like, I'm gonna go do music. He went over here, did music. He did shit independently. His music flopped. He went back to doing OnlyFans and underwear modeling and
Okay.
all this stuff. And then now he just like disappeared from everything and realized that I guess the spotlight was too much for him.
Is this
And
person from LA?
he's originally from Pennsylvania.
Oh,
And
okay. Oh my God. I don't know.
I'll tell you when we get
I
off
had
camera.
someone in mind though, but
Yeah,
girl is wrong.
I'll tell you when we get off camera. I've literally said this to people. So yes, with that, okay. Let's see. Am I gonna do one last? You know what? I gotta do one more. We're gonna end on this. Okay.
Yes.
So okay.
Still sis.
Okay. Did you receive any backlash when releasing the photo you did on the cross, like the Jesus cross? Did you receive like any backlash from people doing that?
Oh my God. Yes, I did. And oddly enough, it was from one of my closest friends. I'm telling you, it's a person that I've met back in college, back in Mexico.
Right.
I'm telling you, like maybe like a 13 years friendship. Um, the
Yeah.
justification for me behind putting myself in a cross, it was because I grew up in a very religious home and
Hmm.
I just wanted to claim back my power and my spirituality. And I feel like taking over such an iconic moment will just like bring my power back, and my beliefs back, and just get rid of this feelings of shame and guilt that growing up with the fucking Bible 24/7 brought into my life.
Right.
But yeah, so this person, besides the photo shoot, I don't know if you noticed, but I throw this celebration, and the whole theme was the Last Supper, where I was still playing Jesus. So I picked 11 disciples to be on the same table with me. I got them necklaces. I got them like table tags and everything. Like I was going for the theme so serious because again, it was a way for me to heal, and it was a performance, even on a birthday level, like whatever. I was living my best fucking Jesus fantasy, right?
Yeah.
And this person told me that they didn't want it to show up because they thought that I was making fun of the whole thing. And I had to explain them that, I don't do this because I'm like, oh yeah, one day I woke up and I'm gonna play fucking Jesus on the cross slay. There's something so like more deep behind it of what I did, and it's something that this person has been so close to me already knew. That's why it
Right.
really shook me in that regard. But other than that, I feel like I didn't got any negative comments. Did it hurt me? Yes, fully, but it was an experience for me of growth and again of healing. And the person that I was the most concerned about was my mom, but she took it so well. And I was
Right.
so surprised. So all this negativity from this person, and now my mother, Jesus Christ freak, being like fully like moved by what I did, and enabling a conversation, a gorgeous conversation that we had. That's what I kept from it. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, some people are gonna be upset. I don't. It's never gonna be my goal to be liked by everyone. And like you said, if you wanted to do what every other person is doing, you probably could have done it too, and me too. But
Yeah.
I fucking refuse to do things to be liked or to be presented as like, I don't know, like this humanitarian or nice person. I mean, I'm just a fucking human
Right.
with my flaws and with this very like dark moments that we all go through. And I decided that instead of suppressing that for myself, I now embrace them. So
Right.
with the whole birthday thing, there was so much growth. And again, after that, I feel like you said, I used to be in bad terms with my family. And after that moment happened, it sparked a conversation that it was very productive for both parts.
Yeah. And it's like, well,
Hmm.
first of all, I fucking loved that photo. Like, clearly you're not getting any backlash from me because, like,
It was one of the happiest days of my life. It was That photo shoot was so iconic. I got the chance to collaborate with very close friends, and while I was being shot, I have this friend. He's a DJ, and he was doing this full set mixing and giving me all these visuals in the background. And I was just like living for it. It was so special.
well, my thing is, okay, first of all, to that, if I were to say something, I literally, if I have money, like, the key word is if I have money. Probably after making this album, depending on what happens, I might not. But if I have money,
Hmm.
I will shoot music videos. And one of my music video ideas is for my song Confession, which it starts with me like in a mental institution, much like when I came out, and then like I'm in no makeup, like I'm all white, and then you're
Hmm.
like flashed, and then I'm in a church, and like I'm making out with these sexy Latino backup dancers, and then they're like simulating fucking me over the kneelers, and like when
Yes,
and then what
yes.
and then they're pouring gasoline in the church, and when we're done, I set the church on fire, and we're dancing in the parking lot as the church burns up behind me. So it's like trust. I
There
know
is
if I do
something
that, I'm
so
gonna get in
fucking
trouble.
fun about religious references.
Yeah,
And I'm a bitch who loves, I do, like I said, it's like I grew up Christian and I respect my parents' points of views and everything. But also it's like I do have my own beliefs and I do believe in God and the universe in my own way. You know what I mean? And make sure you're writing those ideas down, baby, because those ideas can just like fly
no,
away. So make sure
the
you're writing everything down.
no, there it's in my phone. I literally had so for this album, I had 3 music video ideas. That's one of them, and then the others. None of these. This. Let's be clear. So my album, which I love the title of this album, is called "Confessions of a Transvestite," and like, it's definitely like a parental advisory album because like
Yeah.
I, well, actually, clearly having a song on any album called "Rape," I feel like
Yeah. I was gonna
I feel
say
like
like the topics that you are channeling here, they deserve like heavy visuals too.
yeah, it's what is it? One of my yeah, that one's good. The one so I talk the one thing that I talk about is insecurities. So one of the things I have 2 songs that talk about it. One of them is called Not You're Beautiful, and one of them is called Fuck Mary Kill. And it's like for me, it's with those songs, Not You're Beautiful is me basically saying to the world and well, especially me saying to the entertainment industry, I'm not the skinny twig that everyone else is. I'm not this like beauty glamazon like RuPaul type drag queen, well, or type person entertainer. It's like for me,
Mhm.
that's okay. Like, it's fine for me to be rock star. I mean, fuck, Lady Gaga did it. Lady
Because
Gaga
you
did.
are beautiful at the
Yeah,
end of
thank
the
you,
day. At the end of the day, and
thank
you
you,
are like
thank
you
you.
are powerful enough to have a voice online and to put yourself out there because we both know it's not easy. And we both
Yes,
know that for what we do, there's always a price to pay. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
here's the thing, and I wish you like from my heart that you keep doing what you do because I feel like having this platform,
yeah,
it's so important for us as a community, you know,
and
to learn from each other, to change experiences with each other. I think there's something so beautiful and so like community based about the podcast that it's
yes.
like I really hope you keep doing this because
Oh,
it's such a beautiful space for both of us to just be who we are.
see, my thing is the goal. I am definitely going to keep doing the podcast. What I would love to do, we'll see. I know if I do this, I'm not going to be able to speak as openly as I can.
Mhm.
When I get to Detroit, I'm if I can find radio, I might do radio. We're gonna see.
You
That's
do have the voice though, and I have to say something too. After the first conversation that we have together, um, I was so like hyped up and so inspired, and I did took your podcast as an inspiration for a project that I also started not long ago. I don't know if you saw this on my page, but it's called The Confident Creator with Daddydoll, and it's I want to do what you do pretty much. Like I want to be able to like knock on doors and talk to all these people that do any kind of art and just talk about inspiration and talk about what makes them feel inspired and what makes them feel like what makes them feel like their art it's such a way to exercise their self-expression, if I'm making sense.
right,
And you were a big part of that. And it's something that again, like I'm going to do it on my own pacing. I just have
right,
one episode at the moment, but it was because of you. It was because the
right.
way you made me feel when we left that conversation screens that I was really moved. I was really moved. So I had to tell you that. So
First of
thank
all,
you for the inspo.
you're welcome. First of all, thank you so much. Like, as I always, well, this is what I tell people. It's like when I started out, I didn't know I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. My thing was I looked at it. If I make it to 3 interviews, I'll be I'll be golden, perfect. It's not easy, and this is what I also will say. If you ever want me on, I will definitely come on.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
because
You
it's
will be
like,
part of it for sure.
yes, thank you. Because I know it's hard. I mean, granted, I'm not gonna lie. Have I been working on getting guests as much recently? No. Again,
Hmm.
as we pointed out, as you pointed out, moving's hard. Like, especially now, I'm
Once
getting
we
into like,
settle, it's gonna be a decision making time, and you will know
yeah,
on a more clear headspace what to do. Same as me.
right.
Mm-hmm.
It's for me. It's like, especially when I'm hitting up people. I mean, granted, when somebody said like later in August, and somebody said September, and somebody said October, these are what I've gotten recently. I'm like, you know what? That works for me. Like, because
Yeah.
my thing was I was gonna try and squeeze as many people as I could into this time. I got one more on Monday, and
Hmm.
like after that, well, first of all, I got to see when I'm moving in, because like the thing is, it's not like a 100% guarantee, but I'm almost positive the apartment that I applied for, I'm gonna get. Like,
Hmm.
because I because this is the thing. It's like I may not have a job, but I have the money to show them that I can pay them. So like,
Yeah.
and it's like once I get there, it's like this is what I tell people. It's like, listen, I've done DoorDash before. It's like if I have to do that for a little bit while I'm trying to find a job, it's like you create your own hours. You can work as much as you want or as little as you want. It's like
Yeah.
you
It's
make
flexible. Yeah.
you make your bag as any way you can. It's like I'll find we will find everything. You're gonna find what you want in New York. I'm gonna find what you want in Detroit. We're hopefully I'm gonna find what I want in Detroit. We're gonna see each other. Hopefully, my thing is what I love about Detroit, and the one thing I'm looking forward to is all the people I've wanted to visit from this podcast. I'm finally who are outside of Florida. I feel like I'm gonna finally be in a better place to do that, because let's get real. This is what I tell people: getting out of Florida, either by plane or by car, takes so long because it's literally the most southern point in the United States,
I
in the
know.
United States. So like, it takes hours to get.
I know. Florida is big.
Yeah, that's why when I left, I even remember telling people like when the day before I had to come back, I was like, I don't want to go home. Like, there was a part of me where like, I don't want to go home. I just want to stay here. But I'm like,
Uh,
oh, I have to be responsible. I have to get my stuff. I can't just have my dad do it. Like,
I
come
feel you.
on.
It's the same way that I feel every time that I'm way past Connecticut. It's just so much happiness that for me was like, okay, I told myself that I was never gonna pick New York for a living because the city it's chaotic, but I'm like, nothing can compare to the happiness and how fulfilling it feels for me as a person to be in the chaos that New York provides. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
something that I don't know if I gained with age or what switched in my brain, but now I just love it. I live for the dirty streets. I live for the smells. I live for the craziness. I live for the throwing the F word everywhere you go. Like I live for the people on the train. I live for the looks that people serve on the street. It's like yeah, I find it so humbling and so inspiring that I'm like, I do need to do this move just to be able to say that I did. And again, unfortunately, we develop these survival skills out of pure trauma But
Yeah.
me and you, we're gonna figure things out. That is something that I am 100% sure.
Yes, and it's
So we always
also
do. We always
yeah.
do.
That's I mean, granted, the one thing that like I'm nervous about that you're not moving to New York is like you've moved thousands of miles away before. I've never done it. Like I've never left Florida. So like me moving to
Yeah.
Detroit is like big, but I'm like, but
And
it
one thing
feels
that I can tell you right now, because like you said, I already did it.
yeah.
Um, it does feel really challenging, and
Yes.
you're gonna probably like face a lot of questions. What if, and what if? Shut it down. My advice: shut it down. I came to this country with $350 in my bank account 9 years ago, and trust me, girl, we had
Wow.
a dream and we're still making it happen. But again, when you feel like self doubt, just
No,
remind
that's
yourself how happy you are in the new location and visualize yourself in the new location. And that's just gonna keep you on the, that's just gonna keep your focus.
I remember, okay, this is one thing that I'll say. I know we gotta go because like you gotta go. But like it's like I remember telling I had like a breakfast lunch or breakfast birthday breakfast with my aunt and like
Mhm.
my aunt and my uncle and like we were talking and then like towards the end they're like my uncle said like but what if you don't find something in Detroit? And I literally looked at him and I said, "Oh no, that's not an option." Like trust, I'm going to find somewhere. I don't care if I have to live in a plate in an apartment with a bullet hole in the window. I will fucking live somewhere. I cannot
Yeah.
stay in Florida. And like that's I knew it. Like I c- I love the people here. I love the people I've met here. There's so
Hmm.
many amazing people. For those of you who are like I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving the people. I'm leaving what I'm leaving is the stuck upness of that thing of what I say, which has happened to me, where it's like, oh, this person sings live. We don't want them to perform with us.
Yeah.
It's like, baby, I've got so much. This is not me being arrogant. This is me just stating facts. It's like I've got the talent. It's like I prove that I have fans. Like I have fans that are like vocalists that are fans of me because it's like
Yeah.
I can actually I can actually fucking sing. I'm not RuPaul. Like I can actually I'm not a recording artist. I'm an actual musician.
Hmm.
It's
And
like
again, you're putting yourself where you're gonna be appreciated in your art and your music. It's gonna be well received.
yes.
Fully,
Yeah.
fully.
Yes, we are both going to thrive and like one of the reasons I had Daddydoll back on and like what I think you realize from me and it's the one thing that I tell people it's like I am not here for this notion of oh, this bitch has to fail for me to succeed. No. We got to work together.
We all, yeah,
We're
that
all
is
in this
something beautiful. Yeah.
we're all in this game together. It's like cuz here's the thing. When all those people are like, "Oh, I don't want to help this bitch." That's the bitch that's going to help you when you need the help. In
Hmm.
the in theory. Some bitches are fucking mean, but like in theory, that's the bitch that's going to help you when you need the help. So it's like obviously embrace them in
Yeah.
that's why like going back to the House of Lecture Diamond, that's why I want to create it because it's like I want to help all the people who have like so gratefully taken me in and like come to this podcast and like
And
especially
lift
I
each other up.
lift each other
Lift
up.
each other up.
I
Period.
espe- I especially give it up to the people back in my early days, back when I had nothing to my credit more than I'm doing a podcast. Let's just do it. It's like now I've put in the work and like I've done the shit internationally. Like I've done because this is the thing. I don't necessarily. It's like America. Like screw America. Like I want to do shit all over the world, and like much probably like you do. Like, I literally hope this is my goal, and I'm gonna say this. Like, I know,
Say
yes,
it.
we should all want people to succeed. I want you to take down Jeffree Star. I literally, that would be, if it's like Daddydoll is like the next big person, I would be like, yes.
And I don't want to say names, but I already have the support and the green light for a couple very important names in the makeup industry that are ready to get the prototype and utilize it for people, clients, like as soon as it's done. So I'm not taking anyone's spot, but I feel like my voice, and I feel like I really hope that Daddydoll Cosmetics brings me a platform for me. Like you said, like your song, you're beautiful. Like I want to make people get out of the fucking beauty standards and start looking at themselves for what they truly are. And what are we? We are all weirdos living in a floating rock. It's not
There's,
that deep, you know what I mean? And I really hope that someday I do have the platform to share that we are gorgeous no matter what, no matter where we come from, no matter what your immigration status is, no matter what's your sexual orientation, no matter what's your fucking religion. It's like I want my products to, when you wear them, you feel like you're on top of the fucking world the same way that I do.
right. And
Mhm.
this is the note I'm gonna end it on with that.
Oh,
To all the people, I know, to all the people who say things, you said to the immigration status, this is what I'm gonna say to people. America is the melting pot of the world. For everyone who's anti-immigrant, this country would not be what it is if it weren't for immigrants. So
mm-hmm.
the next time
Period.
you want to say to kick out the fucking Mexicans, remember we wouldn't have this country if it
You wouldn't
wasn't
have
for
fucking
people. No,
tacos without us. Jesus Christ. And we love a fucking taco.
exactly. It's like, trust me, I know, like, I don't know all stuff about Mexicans, but my drag sister is Mexican, so like I know that, like, I love, this is why when I like left home and moved to Orlando, it's like
Not this fucking
I
flies around me. Sorry.
yeah, no, it's like I got to that point of seeing different cultures, and it's like once I saw different cultures, not like I didn't know stuff, but it's like when you hear people's life experiences, that ones makes you learn stuff. Especially, this is what I have to say: faggots are a minority. We're already a minority. We need to
Mm-hmm.
accept. We need to accept all the fucking minorities that we can, because guess what? They're in the same boat that we're all in, and trust, if they have the option to, they will kick out the gay people in this country. They will absolutely do it.
Oh my god, I know.
With
And that's a very scary thought. It's a
because
very scary, but you know what? We won't let them. We won't let them. That's part of the doll duty, and that's why we're here, and that's why we do what we do, because
yeah,
we deserve the exposure and we deserve to be able to share our opinions.
yes. Anyway, with that being said,
Thank you so much for having
I
me again. I had so much fun today. I
I
had the most fun.
I know, and this is the thing. I need to stop making it like a year between when I see people, because I do. I love your energy. Like, I just
I really
no.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
And honestly, like your support for the longest time, it really means a lot to me. I have to say, like when you comment on
Yeah.
my stuff and when you react to my stuff, it's like it's I feel seen, and honestly, like thank you for that. Thank you so
uh,
much.
Of course, I'm all about lifting people up, and I will. Yes, we're gonna keep in contact, because this is my thing. I want to meet. When people say I want to meet more fucking people, I'm tired of just having relationships with people online. Like, I want to. I do. I literally. That's
Get all the dolls together. We need to throw a party too.
No, that's my thing. I have to literally listen to a voice message. I'm trying to see, like, in the craziness, I'm literally trying to go back down to Fort Lauderdale because I'm like, one time I'm like, I want to see these people before I leave because I know it's going to be a while before we see each other again. And it's like, I've been so busy that, like, granted, going down to Fort Lauderdale, it's like, yes, it's an hour and a half, but it's like sometimes you don't have an hour and a half to
I
drive up and
know.
back. Like,
Yeah, you should
and
spend as much time as you can with your people. Like I feel like for me lately, life it's been fucking work, gym, and just hanging out with the people that I made a strong connections with in Boston. Because reality of it all, once I move and once I settle myself, like I don't know when I'm gonna be able to come back. You know what I mean? It's sad,
that's
but
it's
we have
well,
to make the most of our time still.
it's sad, but it's also is why, like, why I want to create the show, like, or why I want to create like a house for people, because it's like if I can't come back to you, I want to bring you to me, because like
Absolutely.
it's like
Yes.
I know, like, this is the thing. I've had some fierce fucking bitches on here. Like, I see
Oh,
their
I know
shit.
you do. I know
Yeah.
you do.
And it's like,
I know you do.
I want to be able to, like, bring them to new communities and somebody be like, now granted, some of the people, I love your fireworks, like when people do like stuff with fire. I don't know if you're gonna be able to do that in bars in Detroit. I'll see what happens. But like, if you absolutely can, I fucking love seeing it. Like,
Oh my God. That's a skill that I can develop.
what you want us to, this is the thing. I imagine you
That could be
like,
fun. That could be like fierce as fuck.
once you like, I feel like once you get on that, well, okay, so before this, I know we talked about go-going and stripping. Have you ever like done pole work before, or is that like something you need to learn how to like
Do
do?
what again?
Pole work, so like riding the stripper pole and like all that.
Ooh, not really. Not really. But I've been
You sh-
tempted about taking class of pole dancing. I think
you
I
should.
could be good at it.
No, because this is the thing. Like, with especially what I know of New York City,
I've done
there
it for
are
funsies though. I've done it for funsies, but not for money.
there's a lot of, especially if you're gonna get into like the go-go stripping field, there's a lot of bars with poles in it from what I've seen. So that's something you're gonna need to learn how to do. Like,
Mm-hmm. And we'll do,
and
baby. We will master the pole. We will. But again,
actually,
baby,
what
honestly, never stop dreaming and one thing at a time. Don't overwork yourself. Do it
yo,
at your own pace, on your own time, and your own terms, and when it feels right to you.
right? Because I
Mhm.
will say this, like, just a vision for you. It's like, I know I'm talking about this shit like I know how to do anything, but it's like, but it's like I see you like at one point being like that fierce bitch that like does the pole, but does the pole in heels.
Oh my God. Ah, yeah, why not? Why not? Ah, I will just like how I see myself is just like having a lot of males just like carry me to places everywhere I go. I want to be like a little doll dominatrix and just tell them like, be my fucking chair. Like that's how I see myself. Like be my stool and just like, cause them pain and have them pay me for that.
You want to be the
And that
non-binary.
it's gonna happen.
You want to be the non-binary Mexican Cleopatra. Like,
Ah,
honestly.
yes. We need one. We need one.
Work. And with that being said, this is Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond, and I hope you've enjoyed. And
Because I did.
yes.